So recently, Fallout fans have kind of gone crazy after the recent leaks that have kind of been leaked all the way on multiple different Reddit pages. We've seen that it is now currently being confirmed pretty much that there is a pretty big signal that we could potentially be getting a Fallout 3 remastered, but to not get people's hopes up necessarily to the extreme amount, it's more of like a Fallout 3 remaster, but kind of in the way that we don't really want. When I say Fallout 3 remastered, a lot of people think that, Bethesda are going to be remastering Fallout 3, and again, they're going to be selling it as a completely new game, and that's what most people want, that's what most people expect from Bethesda. Although, from what it does look like we could appear to be potentially getting is a little bit of Fallout 3 Remastered, but mainly the map type of content. And what will be happening is this map will potentially be getting added into Fallout 76 in a new type of thing called Expeditions. To put it simply, Bethesda, Fallout 76 is practically dead at the moment, and again, it does still have its handful of players, but I believe more people might even play Fallout 4 than Fallout 76 on the daily, which is absolutely insane to me. A way that Bethesda could really revive Fallout 76 is, of course, going out and remastering small parts of Fallout 3, aka the Capital Wasteland, and putting it into Fallout 76. The way they will do this is they will add the small parts of the map to Fallout 76, except it will be obviously taking place at least 200 or so years before Fallout 3 story. So again, the structures will most likely be a lot better than what they were when we saw them in Fallout 3, because of course this is about 200 years earlier, and basically Bethesda will be just, slapping a new story onto that, or a new mission / quest for you to potentially go over. Of course, this is kind of a cash grab by Bethesda. Again, Fallout 3 is in a lot of people's memories, and any way people can kind of relive those memories in today's day and age is something people are going to want to play. So if people hear that Bethesda are remastering, parts of Fallout 3's map and adding it into Fallout 76 and going to go out and people will brand it as a Fallout 3 remaster, of course people are going to, want to click on that. They're going to want to see what's going on with Fallout 76. They're going to want to experiment, to see if they could try out Fallout 76 and to see if they might enjoy the game. For example, if I was to make this, YouTube title, Fallout 3, remastered, officially confirmed, a lot of you are going to click on this a lot more than what those, of you who would click on potentially if I named it something like Fallout 3 Remastered in Fallout 76 as completely new story. You see, a lot of people are going to, rather click on the simpler title that, again, just gets straight to the point of Fallout 3 Remastered, than people, wanting to click on a version that says Fallout 76, because Fallout 76 has really built up this bad reputation now of not exactly being the greatest game. And again, for one way for Bethesda to revive this game is to get people's memories back and to get, people to retry the game just based on the fact that they love the previous Bethesda game in Fallout 3, and they're going to hope to relive those memories potentially in 2021. Of course, the reason that it has been confirmed, practically now, is that we have seen these new screenshots of Fallout 76, which do showcase a couple of parts of a Fallout 3, which is absolutely crazy. To me, these pictures do actually look relatively, complete. They're not just something that, some people have gotten out. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen similar locations to this. There also are a couple other locations that a lot of people aren't really, certain on what these locations are. For example, this one, which should come on right now, does actually look like potentially Chicago. Those small bridges across the lake does remind me, or river rather, whatever you want to call it, does remind me a lot of potentially, Chicago. We also do see some other kind of screenshots of taller buildings that remind me of a big city. We've seen some like Boston, they could be, but again, I doubt we're going to be going back to Fallout 4. Could be New York, Not sure about that one either, considering I think New York is going to be the next location for Fallout 5, so I doubt they'll, really want to potentially go back there. Of course, the location that we do see that does remind me a lot of Fallout 3 and is practically identical is actually DuPont Circle, which again is the location Fallout 3. It is literally the exact same to the picture that has currently been leaked. Of course, this is actually in the game files of Fallout 76, so it's not like this is like, oh, this is a rumor or this is a fake or anything like that. This is literally real stuff because this is from the game files themselves, so it is practically as real, as you can get. It's just a matter of time until Bethesda, do confirm it. We obviously see the Washington Monument in the background as well. It is literally just, Fallout 3 in Fallout 76, which is absolutely crazy to me to, kind of talk about right now, because we've been kind of expecting this for a while. We have been expecting that ever since really Fallout 4's Creation Club, where they kind of added a small part of Fallout 3 into Fallout 4, which was obviously, it was the GNR Plaza, and a lot of people did actually buy it. They got to complete the little quest, and it was kind of like our first taste of expeditions. And now we, of course, see that it looks like we could be doing a similar thing where we're doing more expeditions, but to, of course, DuPont Circle, which I think, if you compare this to what it looks like in Fallout 3, you obviously see the buildings are in a lot better condition. There's not as much garbage, etc. Look, of course, they're probably going to get changed quite a bit when this, of course, does get released. I expect, the skies to be a lot more darker, potentially, given that really Fallout 3 rather, type of style of, really the world is ending, because Fallout 76, it doesn't really feel like that. Like, you don't walk around and you're like, wow, skies are grey, everything's foggy, everything's, disgusting, there's garbage everywhere, all the buildings have collapsed, like that real Fallout 3 feel. In Fallout 76, a lot of the buildings are intact, a lot of the, wildlife and green life as well is still there. In Fallout 3, you don't see any of that at all, so to kind of get that atmosphere back is going to be really cool. Of course, in the picture that we do have, the sky is blue. There's pretty much no rubbish at all around. Of course, when this does eventually get released, which I'm sure it will be very soon, hopefully, I expect the sky to be, that greenish type of color that we're so used to seeing in Fallout 3. Again, as well as there'll be more rubbish everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the building was a little bit kind of, torn down. And again, that's just how it's going to be. I feel like, more human NPCs as well will most likely be getting added. Those old Raiders type style would be cool from the original game as well. That'd be really nice to see. But Bethesda are kind of going on this little cash grab as they're kind of, bringing this Fallout 3 remastered into Fallout 76 to bring everyone's memories back, to bring, get people a reason to, of course, actually play Fallout 76 and buy the game. Because I guarantee what they'll do is they'll kind of act like it's a re-release of the game, similar to how when Wastelanders came out. When Wastelanders came out, they really advertised it like it was a completely new game, which it practically was, to be fair to them, but they, released it on Steam, advertised it like it was a completely new game, etc. And that really worked well for Bethesda and brought in a lot of new players. I could see them doing a very similar thing. I think they'll re-advertise like it's somewhat of a new game, with, of course, Fallout 3 Remastered, like, in it. Who knows, they might release it on PS5 and Xbox Series X, similar to how they kind of went about it by releasing Wastelanders on Steam. That's an idea by Bethesda as well that could potentially happen. But of course, this is absolutely great news in my opinion, but I just really want to see a Fallout 3 Remastered. I'm hoping we do get that very soon. I expect it will come eventually. But again, eventually could be still 5+ years away. Who really even knows? I'm hoping something like that would get announced this year, but a boy can dream. Who even really knows? But of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all the related Fallout content. Don't forget to, comment your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Bethesda remastering small parts of Fallout 3 and adding them into Fallout 76. Of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my sports channel, MIRL/long, check out my podcast if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.